How's it going, everybody? My name is Biffy, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. This is episode 4, I think. Last left off with Yuri in my bedroom, and we're working on crafts and stuff. Here's a marker, Biffy. You can write any characters you want. I'll help you once I finish cutting the ribbons. Alright. Sitting on the floor together, the two of us get to work. I carefully draw a different character on each paper, doing my best to manage my bad handwriting. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. Then she reaches into her bag once more and pulls out a pocket knife. The knife is strangely beautiful. The silver handle has an intricate pattern of waves etched into it. The blade itself is gently tinted blue. Ooh, sounds like a good knife. Pretty knife. It's no ordinary pocket knife. Looks really fancy. Well... Embarrassed, Yuri looks away. Like Joggy said in that one comment, she's been wearing long sleeves too, so she could be a person that cuts. So, what is it? I don't think it's weird. Yuri, whatever it is, I have no reason to judge. To each their own, you know. If you promise you won't be weirded out. Yeah, I promise. Alright. Thing is, I'm kinda into knives. They're just so pretty. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. The combination of craftsmanship and feeling of danger, maybe. What am I saying? Please don't think I'm weird for this. You're laughing at me. No, I'm not laughing at you. I just think it's funny how nervous you get about sharing. It's an interesting thing to be into, I guess. But I think it's kind of suits you. Suits me? Yeah, it's kind of intense. Besides, it's really cool looking knife, and I can't deny that. It is, isn't it? Yuri relaxes her expression once again. Would you like to hold it? Sure, I'll check it out. Yuri carefully hands me the knife, with the handle facing me. I take it and turn it around in my hands. It feels heavy, and extremely solid. Where do you even get a knife like this? Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger. Ow! Biffy! Why'd you do that? I didn't expect it to be that sharp. I barely touched it at all. It's my fault. Wait, no. No, it's my fault. I should have warned you. This knife is extremely sharp. It can cut through skin like it's paper. Oh no. I'm also getting more comfortable reading because I know the characters a little better. And got me a nice cup of tea right here. And loosen up. Been doing this for several hours today, so I feel pretty good. Feel like opening up and doing this kind of thing now, so I feel like I've gotten to know the characters more, so I'm able to do the voices in my head a little bit easier. A small drop of blood trickles down the side of my finger. Yuri takes my hand and gives the wound a closer look. She stares at it noticeably and fidgets. If you're squeamish, I'll go wash it off now. That warning, Yuri puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound. I feel her tongue curl around my finger. Startled, I instinctively pull my hand back. Oh, please forgive me. Oh, I wasn't thinking. Yuri lowers her head and face burning up. Yuri? This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. How could I do something like that? I'm sorry. Sure, it was a little weird and it took me by surprise. But I guess she was just trying to help, right? Yuri, I think you're overreacting a little. She doesn't lift her head. What if she doesn't recover from this for the rest of the afternoon? Alright, you know what? This might be a stupid thing to do, but do it anyways. I take Yuri's hand, and I lick her index finger in return. Biffy! Did you really just do that? Now we're even. Yuri just looks at me like I did something wrong. I knew that would be a bad idea. If not for the sweet aroma of jasmine oil, the air would be extremely heavy right now. You're so weird, Biffy. Yuri giggles shyly. Yuri calling me weird? I have no response to that. Where do you keep your bandages? I don't think I need one, actually. It was a tiny cut. It could already stop bleeding. Let's see. That's relieving. The tension is quickly lifted. We each resume our respective activities. I watch Yuri's knife cutting through the rippin', like it's nothing but air. Meanwhile, I continue to make progress on the paper. After we finish attaching the paper to the ribbons, we lay them all out side by side. Looks better than I expected and will be very effective as a door curtain. Looks great. Good thinking coming up with this, Yuri. No thanks. It's just something I saw online, really. Are you ready to move on to the next task? Yeah, let's do it. What do you have in mind? I'd like to create a banner. That's why I asked you to buy the paint tablets. Ah, that's right. One of the items Yuri asked me to get was a kit of watercolor paint tablets. We'll need about 6 cups of water to put to each tablets in. Do you mind fetching those for us? Of course not. 6 cups of water. I'll be right back in a minute. Thank you very much. Oh, and just a little bit of water is okay. If you fill the cups too much, it will be too diluted. Taking Yuri's advice, I decided to use the small plastic bathroom cups rather than full-size glasses. Put them on a plate to catch any paint that drips, then bring it back into my room. Yuri? Yes? Come in to see Yuri, quickly unrolling her sleeve, putting back over her arm. Nothing. Your face is a little red. Is it too hot in here or anything? No, not at all. There's nothing wrong, so let's mix the paint. Yuri hurriedly dismisses me and takes it upon herself to unwrap the tablets, dropping them into the cups. So, I thought we would do something simple that would look very nice. I'd like to paint a gradient across the banner. Starting with the colors for a sunrise, then a daytime, then sunset and nighttime. Once it dries, I'll write an inspirational quote across the banner. We can hang it on the wall behind the podium at the front of the classroom. Ah, neat. What are you gonna write? Well, it'll be a more fun surprise to you. Yuri smiles at me. If you say so. After rolling out the banner, Yuri and I kneel on the opposite sides so we don't get in the way of each other. Yuri uses a brush to add a few dots of different colors across the banner to serve as a color guide for when we paint. This kind of reminds me of elementary school. Painting on a banner with watercolors feels a lot like art class projects we had back then. It's relaxing. I'm sorry if this feels too childish. I didn't mean that at all. It's kind of fun, you know? Yeah. It is fun. I'm glad you feel that way too. Yuri stops painting for a moment, thinking to herself. For me, I don't need to go out and do crazy things to have fun. In fact, I usually don't even want to. I just like when I can spend time with one other person. Even if that's something simple like reading, it doesn't even matter if we talk that much. Just having a friend next to me makes things feel a little bit nicer. I think that's all it takes for me to be happy. Is that so? Even if Yuri and I are quite different, I can understand where she's coming from. I feel that way about things like anime and games, and where simply sharing experience with someone can make me happy. I think I feel the same way. Yuri smiles gently. I knew you'd understand. She leans over the banner to grab an unused paintbrush, but I move at the same time, causing my head to bump into hers. Ah! Sorry. Yuri reels back and I quickly lift my hands in surprise. Are you hurt? No, I'm not hurt. It just startled me, that's all. Sorry, I should have asked you to get it for me. It's not your fault. Oh, your face. There are droplets of paint on her face and neck. Is there something on my face? Yeah, I accidentally got paint on you. Sorry, it's totally my fault. I'll get a towel right away. I rush out and fetch a small towel and then dampen it with hot water. I return to my room and kneel back down in front of her. Here. I pat down on Yuri's face and neck with a towel. Something wrong? It's hot. I just didn't expect it. Sorry. I didn't want to use cold water. Having finished, I start to retract my hand. But Yuri suddenly holds my wrist. Wait. Just for a little longer. Feels really nice. I keep my hand still against Yuri's neck. She looks into my eyes. and an intense expression that I recognize from when she reads her books. Almost as if she's lost in a daze, enveloped by her own thoughts. She breathes gently, half through slightly parted lips. What's happening? Is it the aroma of the jasmine oil giving me this dizzy feeling? Her gentle fingers wrapped around my wrists send a tingling sensation through my arm. And suddenly her face seems to be much closer to mine than it was just a moment ago. Yuri slowly pulls away. Sorry. I've been feeling a little lightheaded today. I didn't mean to space out. It's fun. The moment is over as soon as it began. Yuri picks up her brush again. But her movements seem clumsier, like she's unable to focus. I remain silent, forced to ignore the event that just transpired. I hesitantly retrieve my own brush and continue to follow her example. That should do it. I finish filling the night sky with white dots that look like stars. Looking at the banner as a whole, it's very pretty and natural looking. I think it came out better than I expected. I'm really happy with the results. Yeah, me too. Are you gonna add the lettering now? No, not yet. It needs to dry first. It's true, but won't that take a while? Well, perhaps it would be best to leave it here and then have you bring it in the morning. I can do the lettering in the classroom before our event starts. Is that okay? It's totally fine. Wonderful. In that case, I don't think there's any more for us to do here. Phew. You say it like you're glad it's over. Was I wrong to assume that you were at least enjoying yourself a little bit? I'm just glad that we managed to get everything done. I see. I am too. I was a little concerned about Tom. I need to start making dinner soon. So you don't have any time left? I was secretly hoping we would have extra time after finishing the work. Well, Yuri thinks to herself, I think it would be too irresponsible of me to wait much longer. I'm sorry. I was hoping there would be more time as well. It's probably my fault. Sorry for being such a slow worker. No, it's not your fault at all. The important thing is that we got everything done, right? Yeah. So, I shouldn't be disappointed or anything. Gathering all her things, Yuri seems to look a little downcast. I understand why. It sounded like she rarely gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in a relaxed environment. That doesn't mean this is the last time it could happen. Once Yuri packs up, I walk her out the front door. Thank you very much for having me today. No problem, I'm glad I was able to help. Just let me know if there's anything else you need me to bring tomorrow. I will. Well then. Yuri fidgets. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Wait. Kind of say that without thinking. About today. It's fun that we didn't have as much time as we did. Because we can do this again. Whenever you want, you can come over, we can go out somewhere. And I forgot you don't like going out much. As I stumble over my words, Yuri simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so... I'm very thoughtful, Biffy. Yuri takes a step closer to me, then briefly squeezes my hand. Kinda like that about you. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? But I don't even get a chance to, as Yuri suddenly pulls back. Sayori! Hey, it's Sayori! Hi, Biffy! Sayori! Just now we weren't... It's okay, Biffy. I just stopped by to say hi. Well, it's nice to see you. I'm sorry, but I'm already on my way to leave. Oh, really? That's too bad. Sorry. But we'll all be together at the festival tomorrow, so that's fine, right? Of course! Sayori beams. Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow. Clearly embarrassed, Yuri hurries off. Sayori waves goodbye after her. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today. Oh, well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me. So I had to come here and see it for myself. See what? What are you talking about? You know, how much fun you were having with Yuri, and how close you got to her. Makes me really happy that you've made such good friends. That's all that matters to me. Tears start to fall down Sayori's face. That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Biffy? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it make me feel like my heart's splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts. This would be so much better if I could just disappear. Sayori, don't say that. It's true, Biffy. If I wasn't here, you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just... Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori. What I said before is true. I'm not gonna let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden on your mind as making it blah, 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 blah. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm gonna be by your side until you don't feel any more pain. But... Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her. I'm scared. I'm really scared. What are you scared of? I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me. Sayori? It's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. I like you so much that I want to die. That's how I feel. And it's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. Slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know what you need the most right now, and that's what I'm gonna give you. Oh. These are some tough choices, man. You're only given a few in this game, and so far it's really, really, really hard. I think I kind of like Sayori. She reminds me a lot about myself. A lot of these characters do. But I think I like Sayori. Those are my true feelings, so there's no way you could like me more than I like you. Should have realized it sooner. But spending time with everyone at the club, making new friends, and having fun with you every day, it helped me realize that you are truly the most important person to me. That's why I'll accept any of your burdens. As long as we continue like this every day, with you by my side, then I know we'll both be happy. Biffy. Suddenly Sayori wraps her arms tightly around me. You guys got the same hair color as I do. Is this really okay? Yeah. I hold Sayori in my arms and pull her closer. I never have to let go of me again. I love you, Biffy. Aww. I want to be with you forever. Me too. I feel Sayori's grip around me weaken a little bit. What is this? Sayori? I'm supposed to be happy right now. I always thought this would be the happiest moment for me. But why? Even now, I don't want the rain clouds to go away. They're not going away at all, Biffy. It's okay, Sayori. It might take some time for things to get better again. But no matter how long it takes, I'll be there every step of the way. It's all that matters right now. Okay. I trust you. Sayori and I slowly release each other. So, I guess that makes the festival tomorrow our first date, huh? What are you saying? I don't want to think about those things, you know? I want everything to be the same as it always has been. Even if we really are a couple. I don't know if I could handle anything more right now. It's really new and scary. I understand. We'll go at whatever pace suits you best. Hey, Biffy. Sayori gazes at me once again, smiling sadly. Even if I get really, really sad, this is the best thing for me, right? I don't really understand what Sayori means by that. Are you saying that this is making you feel sad, Sayori? I don't know. I don't understand what I'm feeling. I felt like a bunch of thorns when you told me you love me. But that's why I want to trust you. You know what's best for me. Yeah, I do. That's my promise. I say that, but in reality, I've never felt more uncertain when it comes to Sayori. I know that I love her and that she loves me. But I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until the things are back the way they were. Is that what Sayori meant by not wanting anything to change? I don't know. But I know that I give it everything I've got. Sayori is the most important person to me, and I'll do whatever it takes to have a happy future with her. When you got friends or family members that have depression, things like that, there's really no, like, God book to tell you what to do, what to say, what anything, so you just kind of have to go with it and hope that things work out for the best and things like that. It's really sad. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking into school with Sayori, but Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but I decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event suddenly nearly complete. The banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently rolled it up to take with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Biffy, you're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny, I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica's placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that has all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like, and I submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. You'd think that on days this important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday, and I suddenly feel awful knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking, but maybe I should go on to wake her up after all. There's no music right now. That's making me nervous. You should take a little responsibility for her, Biffy. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president, after all. But, I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? That we're a couple now? I didn't really plan on bringing it up with anyone yet, but... Jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so... Don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Monica's being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a little chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Sleepy. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid on the desk. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club a little bit more serious. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognize Natsuki and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one I haven't read before. Oh my god. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. Percent? Son? What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Biffy? What's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. No shit! But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to go get Sayori, so... well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself. Monica calls that out after me. Quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal at least to wait for her, or help wake her up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs, and what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I open the door and let myself in. Sayori? She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. That really is something that a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on the door. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter the room like this. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? She really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. The hell? Exactly what I'm fucking thinking, man. Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. Suppress the urge to vomit. I feel like throwing up. Just yesterday I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I knew it was best and everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her. I shouldn't have confessed to her. That's not what Sayori needed at all. She even told me how painful it is for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her and make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. Oh my god. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her like it always has been, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club, screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I can do to bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I had only one chance and I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never, never, never. Wow. That can't be the end. Oh shit. Oh no. It's Undertale all over again. Monica's the only one with a happy smiling face, and Sayori was saying some shit about Monica that was really sketch. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh shit. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is my neighbor and good friend since we were children. Everything's the same. Oh shit. Oh man, sorry I wasn't reading that. I thought it was the same thing. Basically, it just erased Sayori. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. Said always really weird watching friends and couples walk around. But I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content by getting by on the average time I spend games and anime. There's always an anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyways. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Biffy? Monica? My goodness, I totally didn't expect you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check in the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Feels like nothing but arguing about budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? Literature? Sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. Whoa. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. It's not really boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Biffy. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could, at the very least, visit my club, it would make me really happy. I think Monica's the one behind all this. Please? No, you're gonna kill me! You're gonna kill me and put me into the void! Sure, I guess I could check it out. You're really sweet, Biffy, you know that? It's nothing really. You know. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Oh, okay. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. This reminds me of a place I was in the Air Force. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back! And I brought a guest with me. Oh, shit. Girl 1, a guest? Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. Anyway, welcome to the club, Biffy. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess, you're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki? The girl with the sour attitude, whose name apparently Natsuki is what I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Biffy into a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica! Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was gonna, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that'd be great. Why don't you come sit down, Biffy? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room, opens the closet. Meanwhile, Natsuki and Monica sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised that there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort and to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places the teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teachers give us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Sorry. I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated by Yuri's. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not insulted. Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So Biffy, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. There's a really good, like, they've done really well to making your character just forget that Sayori no longer exists. We just had to experience that. That was great. That's fantastic. Manga! I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? Spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. She traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. I'm just gonna kind of go through and see. Because this is all the same. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? Left a piece of scrap paper on behind the last club meeting. Looked like you were working on a poem called "Don't Say It Out Loud!" And give that back! Fine, fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Oh, well, I guess sometimes. What do you care? I think it's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. You're not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. At least we sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Biffy? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought, and they all stare at me. But, I'm sorry, I thought, The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Biffy. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I'd feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price to pay, yeah, we know this. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that? Okay, now we're gonna go, I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Alright, so this time, I'm gonna see what Natsuki's dialogue does. I feel like maybe it could change. I'm gonna skip to, the way that she stands like that is very sinister. I guess I'll be on my way then. With that, I depart to the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances. I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. You have unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? A dream. I was wandering in an abandoned warehouse at night. I was lost looking for an exit. I just wanted to go home. I came upon a huge empty room, its ceiling and walls beyond the deep blackness. My steps were quick in order to hurry to the other side, or to a wall, anything. Suddenly the ground was no longer beneath my feet. I stepped into a hole of indeterminate width. I fell for a good 5 seconds before crashing into warm water. Figuring out which way was up, I surfaced myself. The air was humid, and the sounds of my splashing reverberated endlessly. My vision was completely swallowed by the dark. With one hand, I could feel the damp metal wall of the container. My lungs were getting tired. That's weird. Alright, so I'm gonna choose Natsuki now, seeing if she has a like different dialogue or something, you know. All of her words are like super cute. Okay. Hi again, Biffy. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. No, don't worry, this might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. This is freaking me out, man! Thanks for keeping your promise, Biffy. Hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan just to come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. I can't read. Natsuki finds herself being stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Biffy. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have an interest in picking up a book to read. Well, can't really say no either way. The song keeps speeding up and slowing down and changing pitch. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Well, wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that. I want to try to be part of this club, so even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. Okay, I'm gonna get to the poem reading part, because this is stuff we've all went through. Ugh. I hear Natsuki uttering an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be so annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Fucking Monica. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga? You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga's one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know that anyway? Heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is! Natsuki snatches a book out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know what you mean, man. I know that feel. I get closer and look at the box set that she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means that either way out of my demographic, or it's either way out of my demographic, or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging or anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Biffy. Consider this a lesson. Don't judge a book. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of the Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire, striking animated features, and animated poses. What am I saying? It's exceedingly moe. Don't just stand there. Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Don't just say that. You make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arm and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. Kinda grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Okay. I've been doing this for about an hour now. Oh shit! The saves are gone from when I started. So you can't go back. You can't go back. Oh man. That's creepy. That's creepy. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this. I guess I'm getting into the meat of the story now. And I feel so bad for Sayori. She's so sweet. She's like one of my favorite characters in here. And now she's gone. So, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, don't forget to press the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Take it easy. Keep it real. Game on.